Hi everyone, this is Kunal from Loop 91. Today we are going to talk about the process flow formatter on our record pages. So if you remember, it was something common that we had on tables extended from task incident, where state, whenever you change it, the top formatter would change and it would give an idea to user as to where in the path or the progress of this record particular you are currently in. For example, from pending to closed, it will jump to the closed side. Now this is something that does not work in Workspace. So if you look at this, is exactly same record opened here, it does not have the process flow formatter. And if you were to go to form builder, it will show you, it will tell you very clearly that process flow formatter is only supported in GUI 16 and earlier, which means it does not work on the Workspace side. So today we will try and make something similar to this, and that is called a stepper component in Next Experience, and put it on this record page and see how it looks like. We will now add the stepper function to this page, and I think the best place is to put it just above the form, just above the tabbed interface and below this, right? So we will jump to UI Builder. I am already on UI Builder page and I have already opened this particular record, which is record work with stages record page. And when you come here, you will see that on here, let me collapse all, right? So this is top container, and then there's ribbon and warning messages container, and I want it just above resizable panes. So I will add a box just before this. We will use flex box for this, and we will add a stepper component here. When you add stepper function out of the box, it will pre-populate some values for you. They are more for demo, but you could use it if you wanted. So I'll save this record and go to Workspace and reload, and let's see how it looks like. So it is not exactly how this looked like, but this is what is provided out of box. So I think this is the nearest thing that we can use. So next step, we will start to configure this now. Once we've established how it would look on the front end, now we need to set up the stepper to use the choice list or the state values from the record, right? So first, what we need to do is we need to find out what kind of JSON string would this component accept. So for that, what you could do is what you see are hard-coded values, but if you can click on this database icon or bind data or scripts and go to scripts, it will give you a rough idea what JSON string does this accept. So we'll copy this and go to JSON formatter and paste it here. So you see it accepts an array of object, and each object has three properties: ID, label, and progress. Now progress could be none, partial, or done. You could also use disabled, but for this particular example, that makes no sense, right? So now we will go and we need to find out where we can get these choice list values, right? So if you go to form controller and click on fields, fields, state, choices, and that will give you an array of objects, and each object has display value and value. So remember, it is data dot fields dot state dot choices and then array of object, and each object has display value and value. If you cannot remember that, there is a quick way that I learned to handle this, is just click on bind data, go to data resource, form controller, form, field, state, choices, and just push it up. When you push here, it gives you the stepwise, but if you were to double click or single click, it will give you everything in string form. So copy this whole thing and go to script. We're gonna mark that as this, and then API.data, and just paste that. So API.data.record.form field state choices. Now this is a array, so we can use map here. And since we need to return an array of objects, we will mark it as ID. ID would be choice.value. Label would be choice.display value. Right, so let's save it and see how it looks like now. And if you see, it has changed. Let's refresh this page here. It did not. Let us refresh again. Did it cause some error? Okay, let's see again. Okay, this is an issue that I faced earlier as well. Sometimes the cache that UI Builder has can take maybe a minute or so to clean, but it does work. So now you see the state: pending, open, work in progress, close complete, close incomplete, and skip. These are all here, exactly same as those. Now what we need to make sure is that we need to mark the one that is, for example, close complete. Then close complete should be marked as done. So let's do that now. And since the stepper is controlled by the script, we'll go back to our script. And if you remember, the third property is progress. So we will set progress. And if we were to set it to done, every one of those will convert to checkboxes. But we only want to convert to checkbox the value that matches the current state value. So for that, what we can do is we will write a ternary operator here, right? So the ternary operator is api.data.record.form.fields.state.value, and if that matches the object that we are iterating upon, that is choice.value, we will return done. If not, none. Right, so let's do that and save. Meanwhile, we can actually refresh it while that saves. Yeah, so now it works. It does show the one that is selected. For example, if I were to change to open, that will get selected, and close complete is here. But the idea is that this is a flow, which means if close completed is selected, the values previous to it should also be marked as done, right? Now, good thing about this in particular is that the values, let's go and look at the dictionary here. Remember, this is directly extended from task table, so we can just look at the task choice values, and we have the 6 values we see there, and the sequence and the value matches, which means I could check if work progress, that is 2, is selected. Then I can mark every value that is less than 2 as selected as well, right? So let's do that. Modify this, and if I were to say greater than equals to this, we will select that, and you see all of the values before this is also now checked. Save it, refresh the page, and every value before close complete is also now checked. So let's change it to work in progress. So pending, open, and then work in progress, everything is checked. So this is stepper function for you. It may not look as pretty or as authentic as the stepper function flow format that we had in core UI, but this is as close as it gets using out-of-box components with UI Builder. Thanks for watching the video, and if you like it, click like, subscribe, and if you really like it, share it with others. Thank you.